Great. So we're here joined by Evgeny Lisovskiy, the CEO of Maps.me at Target Summit Moscow 2016. Can you please tell us what does Maps.me do? For the users that are watching right now.
Hi there. Well, Maps.me is basically offline maps you can use with no internet connection wherever you go. It's basically the key feature. What's makes us different from Google and Apple Maps, because they have this kind of feature, but it works not that good like in Maps.me. So all the features are available offline. You can not just browse where you are, you can build roads, car roads with step-by-step navigation, turn-by-turn, pedestrian roads. What's also key feature of Maps.me is that we're using OpenStreetMap. It's kind of Wikipedia in maps. Why it's so important is that Google, for example, or Apple, they might not have some precise information about some places. For example, like tracks in mountains, etc. Some information about villages, not the big cities. And it's important for people who are living not only in the big cities. Also, OpenStreetMap is open data, so it can be used for free for any purpose. That's why it's very useful for users. When you're traveling somewhere, you can definitely be sure that you will find the place you need and you will find the way to this place. So basically, for now, it's a key feature. And we are quite big. We have about 10 million monthly active users right now, and more than 15 million installations all over the world. So that's what Maps.me is.
Great. And you recently have switched jobs. You went from Litres to Maps.me. What has changed in your life when you changed that?
Well, first, we need to understand what was my motivation to leave Litres. It's e-book store, but basically it's for Russian-speaking audience and for Russia in most cases. Russian market is the key market for company, and for me it's a kind of limitations, because I was started my career in international company, selling software worldwide. And within the last 5 years, I was working for Russian market, and I was dreaming about moving somewhere to international markets. So it was hard to decide, because I had some, like shares in Litres, and I had to decide to stay or to go. Yeah, if I would decide to stay, I would have to stay till 2018. Working with the Russian market, and for me it's I think that 4.5 years in Litres was quite enough, because we grew up 20 times in revenue. We became profitable in 2015, so I think the biggest challenges were accepted and achieved. And the next step for me is switching to worldwide market, and here we have with Maps.me very challengeable things, like we need to be number 3 in the world within 3 years. The number 1 is Google, number 2 is Apple, so we will be number 3 in the world. It's quite a big challenge for me, and this is something that inspires me.
Yeah, that was partially my next question, actually, because you switched, from a product which was monetizable, and right now working with Maps.me, obviously it is a challenge for you, to work for such a product. But is there any strategies?
Все хорошо, хорошо.
Не повторить?
Я просто.
Is there any strategies in terms of monetization for Maps.me, maybe in the future?
Yeah, sure. We already. What's the key business model of Maps.me? Previously, before it was acquired by Mail.ru, it was like premium model, Like you pay for the product, you use it. We had a light version, and but this is a kind of limitation for expanding worldwide. It's much easier to expand when you have free product, completely free, and you find the way to monetize it inside. What's the way to monetize this site is partnerships with different kind of companies providing local services like Booking.com, OpenTable, for example, Groupon, etc. There are lots of companies providing services, local services, who take revenue from business providers. So we can partner with them. For example, in Maps.me, when you find some hotel, you can, when you see the hotel page, you will see the button from Booking, book it on Booking.com, and we'll get a small revenue share from this booking. So this is where money comes from, and this kind of monetization is very native. You know, it's not it's not ads. It's something that's not disturbing you.
Recommendation.
Yes, it's like a better service. So adding more services that enables you to get some bookings inside. It's very native. So if you're looking for a hotel, you definitely want to book it. If you're looking for a restaurant, you definitely want to book a table or use some coupon for discount. It's very native and good for product. So this is the main strategy for now.
So since now you will be, going worldwide or working for like very international market, I'm sure. I mean, you also traveled in the past for different conferences, and will be probably traveling in the future. Is there any, conferences you would outline, for maybe young developers to go to in order to learn something about the international market?
Well, I would say that when I was working in Litres, the conference I got lots of information about mobile market was Casual Connect. It's a very popular in conference for casual games industry, and the biggest one is in San Francisco in something like July, and we visited it 3 times because there are something like 5,000 people go there. They usually ask, "Hey guys, what are you doing here? Selling ebooks, not games." But the thing is that selling ebook is almost the same as selling a game. But with some profits, like we don't need to create different applications for different books. We have all-in-one head. So I would definitely recommend visiting Casual Connect. It's not that good like 3 years ago, to tell the truth, because the best one was in 2013, because lots of game developers were sharing very interesting information with numbers about different mechanics inside, monetization, etc. Since that time, the market became more competitive, and some companies do not share this sensitive information. So, but still, it's quite a big one. Also, I would recommend maybe some, if we're talking about, for example, mapping industry, that geolocation services are very popular right now, like Pokemon Go. So I would recommend maybe even visiting like mapping conference, like State of the Map is the biggest conference for OpenStreetMap community, and basically lots of companies, big companies, working together to make these maps better. I would say that maybe. Yeah, Target Summit is also a good one because it's what's good about Target Summit for me. The first event I was visiting is that it was just 1 day, and the first event was a night event. Like you're going from your job home to home, and you can just walk in and visit it, even if you had didn't have any plans to visit it. So it's quite a good. It was a very good start at that time, and for now the conference is much bigger right now, but still it's very informative. It depends on people who invite speakers. So maybe I have nothing more to recommend basically, because Casual Connect for us was just like the best source of information.
Cool. But anyway, your advice states that people don't just focus on the vertical that they're especially working in, but they rather should look on other apps and how people are doing marketing in other apps, or what strategies they're using, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that I would add that you should choose a conference where which is, for example, game developers were basically the first guys who started to do marketing. So they're the best. They know about marketing better than any other guys. So, for example, that's why the first conference we visited about books was like a conference in New York. It was completely rubbish for us because just, like old school publishers, book publishers were talking about printed books, nothing about technologies and e-books. That's why switching to conference where lots of people who know who's best in the thing you're interested in is the best solution.
We have our conference coming up in Berlin also next year, so we would be glad to see you there. And thank you very much for joining us today, and see you soon.
Thank you. See you.